Hey guys, this is Henry from OBEDIA PC Audio Labs again. Today we're going to keep working in Pro Tools and we're going to be demonstrating the use of markers and the markers ruler in Pro Tools. So the markers ruler is another ruler that we're going to be studying that once again you can't always hide or show by going here in your top left of your window, and if you click on that little black arrow pointing down, you're going to see a list of rulers, and there's your markers ruler. I recommend you to have it always shown so that you can use it. So now let's talk about markers. This is something that you're going to use when you're working on the pre-production of a song so that you have a visual cue of the parts of the song. You have a visual cue of where the verse starts, where the verse ends, where the chorus starts, where the turnaround happens, and so on and so forth. When you're working on the pre-production, it helps you know the length of each part. So you know from a visual standpoint, well, no, this part is too long, let's split it in half, or maybe this part is too short, let's double it. When you're recording, it's also very useful, at least in my case, because I like to record and I'm playing my instrument and I'm looking at the screen. That tells me, as a visual cue, the marker tells me, hey, you know, the verse is coming or the chorus is coming in a couple bars. So it's time for, let's say that I'm, recording drums and I'm playing the pattern. If I know there's another part coming in, 2 or 4 bars, I know it's time to do a fill. So then I can, do the fill and then hit the crash symbol and change to the other part. So once again, it's a visual cue that tells you where you are within the song. Now, before you add markers, you want to make sure that you go to your Pro Tools preferences, and here in the display tab, you want to have this option on. Color coding, always display marker colors. That's going to make it even more obvious. So, once you have that set, let's start and add our first marker. So if we go to the start of the song, I'm going to create a marker that just says start. How do you do it? You go your markers ruler, and here's a plus sign. Click on that plus sign, and you see this new memory location window. Here, you simply go here in the name, and then you delete that and type start. Time properties, you want to make sure that's set as a marker. References, bars and beats. And then all these general properties, you can leave those unchecked, and then press OK. And voila, there's your start marker. Well, but the music actually starts here, right? On bar, in this case, 3. So if you hover on top of bar 3, click there. By the way, you need to make sure that you're in grid mode. You click there and then create a new marker. Let's call this verse 1, for example. But then I know, just from looking at the waveform, that, I have these 2 guitars here, but then on this part, a new guitar happens, or starts to happen, and also the pattern of the previous guitar changes. So I'm going to go ahead and create another marker here that says chorus 1, for example. So you click again on that markers, that little plus sign to add a marker or memory location. Click there and let's call it chorus 1. Okay. Boom. So that's my chorus. So now I can see I have a start, then I have a verse 1, and then I have a chorus 1 part. And then supposing that I have something here after that, let's say that I had something after this chorus changes, something like a turnaround, for example. I could go ahead and click on that plus sign again, and then turn around. Or just, let's call it the turn. So, as I said, you have the visual cue. This is the turnaround. This is the chorus. This is the verse. And you can simply click on those little yellow flags to advance as far as your playback to those spots. Now, another cool thing here, if you go to Window and you show your memory locations, you can see here where each of those markers are. If you simply click here, Start, for example, you see that your playback goes right to that marker. If you click here, for example, the chorus 1, which is our third marker, click there, playback goes there. So that's another cool way to advance to those places. Another way, if you use your numeric keypad, let's say you're here in the start and you want to jump to your chorus 1. That's your third marker. If you use your numeric keypad and you type on that keypad .3 that advances to that third marker, which is in this case, it's the chorus 1. So if you want to go to the turnaround, that's your fourth marker. If you type .4, goes to that turnaround. As you can see, it automatically switched the playback, and it also selected it here. So that's another way. If you don't want to click, you can simply do .1 dot, and it'll go to the first marker, like start, or .2 dot, it'll go to the second marker, which is your verse 1. So that's another cool feature about markers. If you have any other questions, please call us from OBEDIA and PC Audio Labs, and we're going to be happy to help you. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Want to learn how to produce music using this, or using that, or using all of these? Have you been watching videos, reading manuals, blogs, and trying to figure out everything that it takes to be a music producer? Do you have a bunch of music gear that you purchased and you still haven't made any music? Well, then you need OBEDIA, the world's only one-on-one digital audio training and tech support service. Check out the link below for a special new subscriber offer.